cool. We can get straight into the game. So without further ado.
Hello there and welcome to Game 3 of Episode 1 of Season 3, King of the Hill. You're watching Paula's Brits. This guy is fresh after beating Von Ivan in Game 2, and he's looking damn strong. The map is Nexus.
That's right. On the right side of the map, we see playing as the austere. It's going to be Tobis. And yeah, Tobis. I mean, trying to think with Tobis, we saw a lot in GCS. I think actually he had some really good games against Frederick, if I remember. It's kind of like
that's
what
exactly
I remember.
Right. What a good memory. That's
yeah,
good.
And it was one of the best series, I think, of not quite top level players, but just but do you know what I mean? Like just under that peak. But since then, Tobis has had some time to bring up his ranks, and I think this is am I right in saying he was 26 and 28?
Yeah, something like that. He's there or thereabouts. He's always been a very decent player, has Tobis. But he's a bit of an enigma to me. I mean, I just, on my GCS2 write-up of every player, I just said Tobis has a cow head avatar. You know, that was as much as I had you to say about him. Kind of an ironic thing to say. But I suppose let's just concentrate on this map tactically. This is Crossroads 2. It's called Nexus. And after seeing that his map became the community's favourite map for 1 versus 1 over 2017 and 18. White Flash Reborn wants to try his hand at it again, making a stellar competitive map. And this is his answer. Interestingly, you can connect those munitions just to your base. They don't have cut-offs. It's segregated in an urbanised area in the south. The centre is fairly open. And then again, a little bit more urbanised in the north with some walls and flanking routes. It did see a lot of tournament play with his friend, the bald guy. They casted some games on it.
Trick.
No, it wasn't Trick actually. It was somebody else. But there are more than one bald Americans. But Tommy's versus Pioneers here. Tobis lingering for a little while, but he does have the MG42 backing him up. So back to the land of Wehrmacht for the first time today.
I like what Tobis is doing at the start. He's taken the MG to a really good garrison. And bear in mind, these maps are probably fresh and kind of to be discovered for these players. So he's gone to get a dominant position on the fuel. And he's got units that are trying to protect the cutoffs. Also on the south, getting a lot of free resources, I'd say, uncontested. So Tobis.
Interestingly, by the way, I like that White Flash has been iterating on this map. My previous point was rubbish. You can cut off the munitions, and it is the point just in front of it. It's like a crescent moon shape. He added that after when I played on it for certain, so it's very cool. I like when map makers really get into the feedback and they iterate and they constantly improve it. It's what makes good maps great maps.
Mm. It's funny actually because like with Spanky, I gave Spanky like a tiny little bit of feedback on the map he suggested. Within 24 hours it was changed, so it's like cool. It's good. It's good to see that we can get these maps.
Sniper out for Tobis, and now he's going to be trying to stay within the centre of the map where it's quite more open. You know, keep himself protected with that Faust wall. For now, he's just doing a good job of dismembering Paul's Tommies.
That's a really good unit, I think. You have a look at the map, there's a lot of cover opportunities, a lot of stealth positions for the sniper. The retreat paths back to the base, I think, are pretty open, and you know, there's no real blocks or anything to get past. The sniper, I think, will be relatively safe.
Won't be able to push either of the fuels, though, because if you get close to the fuels, you do open yourself up to being flanked yourself. But in the centre of the map, certainly, I mean, he'll be able to push for the cutoffs a bit more, perhaps, and just give himself that stable base and allow him to win any infantry engagement where the sniper can get to. So if he's got Grens versus Tommies and cover, he can just bring the sniper up and win the engagement.
See how that play develops as the game goes on. Paul here has already gone for a commander choice. He's going to be playing Royal Artillery Regiment. We saw Kimbo playing this earlier, utilising the current strong strategy in 1v1 for Valentine's build. We're going to see the same thing from Paul. It's likely.
Very much so, yeah. Valentine's, we saw 6 in the first game of today. I'm predicting we'll see 7 in this game, just to make it spicy.
It's a good Faust on the universal carrier.
Casting in unison, simultaneous stereo.
You take left channel, I'll take the right channel.
In the twain will shall meet. We need different pitches, Dan. I'll be deep, you be high. Let's get some harmonisation going on. Tommy's nearly take out the sniper, force it away in the north. The MG42 watches on as I mean, Paul's had more territory so far. We saw that in the Von Ivan game. It didn't last for too long.
It's one of those things. I actually think the sniper here, whilst being really good at playing the manpower drain game, it's kind of a long game play style, but it's left him vulnerable to capping the rest of the map. Like, he's not able to push out effectively. He's just relying on this unit to pick off the Brits, and hopefully in about 10 minutes time all this manpower drain will have paid off.
Certainly. I've I hate that skin. It's apparently historically accurate. It just grinds my gears.
Oh, the pump skin.
Oh no, not the pump skin, please.
It is Rumpel pump skin.
Daniel. No. No.
Rumpelstiltskin, that's it.
Universal carrier, using it as Vickers machine gun to push away the MG42 in the north. 222. Good job. In the centre, Tommy's getting brutalised. And that's good heat grenade there.
Actually, Sappers are such a better unit now for the Brits. Actually makes the faction so much more fun to play. I think just
complete. It feels complete finally.
Absolutely, yeah. There's just, I can't really describe it in another way. Is that it's just viable. Brits aren't getting pushed around as much. They're not suffering as much just for the sake of having to bring out an AT gun. And actually, now he's going for the AEC, and it's lovely. It just allows that combination of having the sappers there supporting the AEC. It's exactly what this game is intended to be. You know, when you bring out combination loads.
Good VCO-esque sniper micro there by Tobis, using the old soft retreat away immediately after firing, and it's just good practice to be in. It removes the possibility of a counter sniper, or it used to in KotH 1, but it's still good practice because fire, wait to reload, and come back. And look, he moves away every single time he fires. Just get yourself out of danger. Shift Q it if you need to.
Oh, I think she picks up.
Here come those lead rifles.
Don't know how I feel about that. Universal carrier gets caught off by the 222, and actually was blocked in by the AEC. Very dangerous. Takes a Faust for that. Scout car cannot go in to finish off.
Oh. And Tommies are destroyed by the LMG42 in the north. AEC's gunning for the 222. Doesn't want to linger for too long though, because the Panzerfaust recharge is nearly finished. 1 second left. So just got out of dodge in good enough time.
I think actually at this stage of the game, Paulo has been raking in the resources. This is very dangerous for Tobis, because as we approach that 5 CP mark, it means there's the potential for a lot of Valentines to come out on the field.
It's really offending me that Tobis has only built 1 Grenadier. It's really, I don't understand it. I don't get it. Maybe, is he give Panzer Grenadiers or something in the late game? I don't know.
I think he just wants that Faust, doesn't he? And then... yeah,
doesn't make any sense, Dan, surely.
Well, you know, there's that whole austere tip, skip the first tier and then get everything from tier 2, which is kind of what's happening, but the map control hasn't been there to make that viable.
Because he doesn't have any Grenadiers on the battlefield capping points? I don't understand.
It's really something that you need Ostrupen for, do you know what I mean? You can't just go in with like pioneers. I love
that we play off one another and we offer counterpoints whenever one of us says something, but sometimes, come on! Infantry is good. Build the infantry, surely. But there is one thing I see in his commander loadout, which is, of course, Ostrupen reserves. So he might be going for that, maybe?
He'll need to. Ostrupen are great against the Brits, and actually the loadout that he's got, like the current army composition, would be very good once...
Pack 40 with a good shot there, Dan. Might follow up with a second shot. Yes, he does!
Beautiful. Well played.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Sniper's looking for that shot. Tobis is relatively holed up in his own few territories. This is, I think, actually a good position to push out from, because the second that Paul takes a step back, it should actually open up a lot of avenues to play for Tobis. It's a new map though, and I think that's one of the things that will throw players. Actually, is the first time maybe they played on a map.
Ricky Rifledown has had his brow furrowed. He's been thinking as hard as he can think of the secondary caster that cast with White Flash Reborn on the tournament for this map, and his name was Trucks. There you go. How we hardly remember ye. Sorry, Trucks. Grenadiers and Pack 40 moving in for the AEC. Meanwhile, the 222 doing good protection work in the centre.
Good from Tobis. He's working his way back up the map slowly. The Sniper's been great, but Sniper is caught out of position now by the Tommies. And Tobis showing some balls of steel there as he keeps the Sniper in that engagement, purely relying on the scout card to push away. But you know, there's half a CP before this turns into a whole new game. We need to see mines being laid down. I think we need to see tellers. Tobis actually is going for Battle Phase 2. And this is, okay. I think this is, I'm guessing he's going for the Pumas, right? You have to take up to Battle Phase 2 now to get the Puma out. And that's going to be his counter to, I guess he knows. I guess he knows it's going to be this Valentine's.
Yeah. It's interesting that we're seeing mobile defense, as you say, after the nerfs to it, with it being tied to tech. But yeah, Valentine's versus Pumas yet again, but this time Wehrmacht Pumas on a different map. KotH Heroes keeps giving us surprises. That chimney's really tall. On the North Factory, can you see how tall that chimney is?
I was actually on that chimney looking at it when you said it.
Look how big it is! It's almost phallic. I am offended by that chimney. And I am not going to look at it once more with my camera. I'm going to keep away from it at all times.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
But do you know what? Actually, on the
Tommy's on retreat here. Sorry, Pioneers getting cut off, cut up. What are you going to say? Sorry, Stalls.
On the topic of the mobile defense pick, again, I think it comes down to having the Ostrupen, because against the Brits, Ostrupen are good, and you're getting the Puma. I see it as a good choice. We've already seen that Pumas can counter the Valentine's build. But Tobis just picking up Veteran C2 on the scout car. Could it go down immediately? There's the Faust. That's beautiful play. I think the main gun.
He pops smoke, and he actually stops him getting that killer shot off. He's going to escape. No, the 222 gets the kill. Oh, he's got to be careful though. The Pack 40's just been decrewed by the Royal Engineers. They're not going to be able to get the snare off, but the Pack 40's going to be stolen. Ooh.
Yeah, this is
a big one.
Sniper and the Grenadiers need to go in here really quickly. Paul's doing the right thing by taking the AT gun to the north and take the longest route back home. And they're down in the south. There's that first Valentine that we were looking out for.
Some Valentinos on the battlefield, indeed. He's turning them into the reservoir of bodies.
Sniper play from Tobis makes me nervous sometimes. Staying
It really does. He's had so many close calls now, hasn't he? North side, Grens harassing the Pack 40, but looks like they're going to get away. Tommy's just gunning them down as they travel.
Look at that, the Valentine. Paul knows exactly where to strike right now. Low health, scout car from the previous engagement. Takes down loads of the Pioneers on the same breath.
Sniper survives though. I think that's important, you know. That's a Veteran C2, 21 kill sniper. The Valentines are going to cause it misery. Ah, and here we go. Tobis finally gets the Ostrupen reserves on the field. This is why he didn't go for more than 2 Grenadiers. So he's finally got the guys you can always count on. AE unfiltered. I was going to say Untermensch, but I didn't say that. It's very political term, so instead I said the guys you could always count on. I thought of 2 things. One had to be filtered, and then the second thing not so. Never mind.
I love how you restrained yourself from saying it, but then referenced what you were going to say anyway.
Yes, indeed.
And then Great. It's a great way of putting it. What a grenade!
Oh, nice grenade there.
Big grenade. Tobis is now actually blobbing up a little bit. This isn't good. Sniper's got to be picking off as many of these Tommies as he can. Another grenade from Paul. Really good accuracy with those. Taking off a lot of models with both of those grenades. Forcing Tobis back to the base. And we're seeing...
We always count on Ostrup and Dad. In that case, we can count 8 bodies, which is great. Nice grenade. High score. Second Valentine's on the battlefield.
I guess it's a bit sad, really. Like 15, well, coming up 16-minute Puma. And there's going to be a Faust on the Valentine. Paul isn't scared at all. And of course, with the second Valentine to protect.
Now, the thing is, and I must call this out, is the community has time and time again proved that call-in vehicles are a bad thing. However, instead of nerfing all of them and just removing the design flaw inherent to Company of Heroes, we have had to arduously nerf them all one by one over 6 years. And a process of elimination. Now we're left down with the last remaining easily built call-in vehicle, the Valentine. Who would have ever expected the Valentine would now be meta? But it is the last call-in vehicle, and that's what we're left with. Puma's going to take it out though. Go Puma! Come on!
Yep, Ostrup actually bringing their small Worf onto the field immediately with that Faust. The Puma has nothing to prevent it going up and getting that last shot. It's a good move there, but the other Valentine has been repaired and comes in on the flank.
One of them's a zombie Valentine as well, firing whilst out of control. The secondary Valentine's now going to try and take out. The sniper's also retreating for a hail of fire. Paul may capitalise here and go for the sniper perhaps. No, he's not. He's scared of the Faust. No munitions for Tobis though. He's going to be fine. Plenty of munitions for Paul though. Here comes the concentration barrage and it generates a GG by Tobis.
And there we have it. Paul takes his second game as king. Well, there we go. That was a quick third game. And no doubt we're going to get this with a